Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC, a weekly podcast and YouTube channel discussing everything Wrexham from the point of view of long-term fans and brand new fans like my wife. So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in. Hello and welcome to episode 13 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
I'm looking for some.
Well, let's hope not. Blyth Spartans we'll start with this week.
Okey-doke.
So we had the replay on Tuesday.
We did.
So we went to that game. I think the first thing we've got to mention is first start for Mr. Tunnicliffe.
Yes.
So we had our episode last week, which was sort of named after him in a way, that why isn't he playing? And we had all that conversation. Lo and behold, Tuesday came round, one day after the podcast. There he is in the
power our podcast has.
So I initially thought that maybe he wasn't playing because he played on the right of the three, didn't he? And then we were obviously talking about maybe Max not playing, but Max plays on the left, so perhaps that was the reason he wasn't playing, because maybe he didn't have a left foot, and he has to play on the right.
Yeah,
Hayden plays on the right, and you're not really dropping him from the team. We assumed that's what it was.
Yes.
Come the Boreham Wood game, turns out that wasn't the case.
No.
But yeah, it was nice to see him start as well. And I thought he played quite well.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decent player, and he looked all right. And it's nice to know we've got a decent option there.
I did feel sorry for him though when he banged into Tozer and.
Oh, having said that, a few people have watched him in the reserves, and they said he's a beast. He really is. He's got some real strength about him. And when he clattered into Tozer, I think Tozer realised at that point he has got a bit of strength, because he wasn't bothered. He shrugged it off and away he went. So it's nice to have that option there, I think, and it was good to rest Max. And obviously we've got Harry Lennon, who's lurking around in the background as well.
I haven't seen him play yet because I think he was injured when I started going to the games.
Yeah, so he got injured in the January. He's quite an injury-heavy player. Is that somebody you want on your team? He's a good player, though. Very good player. He was good for us. But when we signed him, sort of like fans of his previous club said, if he plays more than 15 games for you, we'll be really surprised.
He didn't.
As it turned out, he didn't. So they were sort of right. But he's there as well. So, we've definitely got some options.
Who would he, if Parky decided to swap him out?
Lennon, you mean?
Yeah. Who would he be like?
One of the back three. So it'd be Tozer, Tunnicliffe, Hayden, Cleworth. He'd come in for one of them. You've got to bear in mind, though, the only reason Max got his chance in the team was because Lennon got injured. So Lennon was the starter, and when he got injured, Max came in.
I think Max has been really good.
He has.
I think he's shown how
he definitely.
good he is.
I agree with you, but I just think it's nice to have options there.
Yeah,
definitely
it's always nice to have options.
Yeah, it's always nice to have options. So more about the game, anyway.
Yes.
First half, amazing.
Yes.
Ollie scored a cracker.
He did.
Absolutely brilliant goal.
Standard.
Yeah, as we played really well as a team.
Yeah.
What went wrong in the second half?
Not sure.
No.
Kind of all went a bit. Do you know what I think?
Yeah.
And I mentioned it before, but I think possibly maybe we got a bit complacent because we were 3 up.
Game's won.
We thought the game's won, and I thought, but saying that, could Blythen, the new team, Blyth Spartans, could they have kind of had the, been told off in the change room and kind of stepped it up a bit? And that's,
I think it's a combination of things. When you're 3-0 up against lower league opposition, I think very much it's two things. One, you don't want to be complacent, but I think that's something that naturally sort of happens going, we've won this.
We've got this in the bag.
At the same time, it's a cup game. So Blyth are coming out in the second half going, well, as it stands, we're going out.
We've got nothing to lose.
We've got nothing to lose, so let's throw everything forward. Blyth were very good.
Oh my God. They were not for giving up.
No, they weren't. Not at all. And But another worrying thing, again, we've spoke about this before, our midfield got completely overrun. There was loads of space in the middle. You know, they were very good going forward. And to be honest, it was one of them situations where you felt a bit sorry for them at the end because, yeah, they didn't really turn up in the first half. But in the second half, you sort of went, you sort of deserved something from that game in the end, you know, and you do feel a little bit so. Don't get me wrong, if that was a league game, I couldn't care less. But, you know, because it was a cup game and the effort they'd put in the second half, and they had some amazing fans as well who travelled.
They did.
You know, and you sort of felt a little bit sorry for them because I think they probably deserved at least to get some extra time out of that game. That would have been disastrous for us.
To be fair, though, you're saying about the fans, but we seem to bring a good number of fans when we go to our away games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not talking about. I just mean for a club in the position that they're in to bring the amount of fans they did on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
From up by Newcastle, yeah. I think it's hats off. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They're not a league team. They're not top of the National League or up around the top like we are. They're down the bottom of the National League North, and to bring that many fans, I think fair play, hats off to them.
There was another point actually that I'd seen quite a lot on social media, and I when we were obviously at the game, I didn't really hear this, but yeah. I think when Chester, because they were playing Oldham, and when they obviously scored, they were obviously in the lead.
Yeah,
and I think
there was a big cheer.
There was a big cheer, and a lot of people were really disgruntled about that because it's like, why are you cheering our rivals? But I think
because we want to play them.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily because they were winning. It was because
it was because they were winning. Because we knew we were going to play them, and that's why everybody was so excited.
Yeah, but for me,
I'm
glad Oldham won.
You didn't want to play Chester.
I didn't want to play Chester.
Why?
No, because I mean I don't know the ins and outs of the rivalry. Rivalry.
Yeah.
But I know it hasn't been pleasant over the years, and I kind of don't want to be
in and around
that. Because you know how I feel about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, to play a local derby, that they're big, you know what I mean? And they're exciting, and all the fans are up for it, and all the players are up for it. It's always a little bit of a weird one, because apart from Jordan Davis, we don't have any sort of local sort of players, do we? You know what I mean? They're all from elsewhere. So it's
English.
not, it's not really a local thing for them. But when you immerse yourself in the club, you know what I mean? It's a massive event.
All the players for Wrexham are honorary Welshmen.
Yes, they definitely are. And I think, you know, about that, it's a derby's a derby. And a derby's a huge thing in football. And what you've got to bear in mind is that when's the next time we're going to play Chester?
Hopefully never.
Well, not hopefully never, but you've got to take these opportunities. You've got to hope they happen, because the likelihood is they're rubbish. They're mid-table. They're not coming up next season. Even if we don't go up, which I hope we do,
we will.
They're not coming up to join us in this league. So yeah. A few people have got in touch actually asking about the Wrexham-Chester rivalry.
They have,
and to ask a few questions.
I let you reply to that.
Yeah, so to give everyone a bit of an overview, especially, you know, more so for the people who aren't from Wrexham. Chester is basically a city which is 12 miles.
Wrexham's a city now as well, remember.
So Chester's 12 miles down the road. And so that in itself, something that's only 12 miles away, that's enough to have a fierce rivalry with somebody, because you're only 12 miles down the road. What makes it so unique and adds that little bit of spice to everything is it's not just a case of they're our next door neighbours, they're English and we're Welsh.
So it's England against Wales.
So it's very unique in that sense that it's not just that they're down the road, it's that they're English and we're Welsh as well. So it adds that little bit extra to it. And, you know, they mock us, we mock them. They went bust in 2010. They went bust. So they went out of business. Obviously, we had our issues with money and all that sort of stuff. But our fans stepped in and actually kept the club alive.
Yeah.
Nobody did for Chester. And they're even in one of our songs. So the Ole, Ole, Ole song, so we are Wrexham FC, we're never going to die. unlike our Chester neighbours who kissed their club goodbye. So there's very much a bit of mocking in songs that we sing as well. And it's just one of them. It'd be really nice to play them, because the last time we played them, I think the first time we played them was 1931-ish. Someone's going to shout at me for that. I think it's 1931. And then the last time we played them was 2018. So the 2017-18 season was the last time we played them. And we won both games that season. So we won 1-0 at Chester and we won 2-0 at home. Interesting fact for you. Do you want an interesting fact?
Yes,
do you know who, when we played them at home, do you know who scored the winning goal? No, you don't.
No.
So it was Nicky Deverdix. And who does Nicky Deverdix play for now?
Oh, gee, I don't know, but I remember his name. Boreham Wood!
No.
Oh!
Blyth, he plays for Blyth Spartans.
Oh, do you know what? I knew his name had popped up somewhere in the game the past couple of weeks.
He plays for Blyth Spartans now. He used to play for Wrexham. He scored the winner last time we played Chester. So there you go. There's a little bit of insight. Brings the story right back round in a full circle for you. Da-da! And I thank you.
Wow.
So we're through to the first round, and we're going to be playing Oldham on the 5th of November.
I'm actually quite excited about that.
Yeah.
Because we went to see them.
Against Oldham.
Oldham.
Yeah.
And it was a cracking day.
It was.
It was a cracking day. I mean, it was, you know, I can't think of the saying, so I'm not going to say it because I'll just make myself look stupid. But it was a really good game, and yeah, I just think it's going to be even better because we're at home.
Yeah, fingers crossed for that one. How do you feel about the cup now? We've talked about the cup before. Does the cup... See, I think the problem with the cup, right, is everyone goes, oh, let's just go out the cup. Let's focus on the league. And then you win 1 or 2 games, and everyone goes, got a taste for this now. Let's go in another round and another round. And I think that's what sort of happens in a cup. And it's one of them... And because you don't want to be playing someone in your own league and lose to them, do you? Regardless if it's the league or the cup. You don't want to be losing against are they a rival mid-table team? Regardless, you don't want to be losing to somebody in your own league. You know, if you go out against someone from a high league, so be it. Don't want to be losing against someone in your own league, do you? That's the thing. So
no, I guess not, but we still don't like it.
No, okay. We're still going to the game, though, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Got the tickets, definitely.
A few people moaning about that online. A few people saying that, oh, why don't we get priority because we went to the Blyth Spartans game? I'm a member. And they were trying to buy tickets at sort of 5 o'clock at night when they went on sale at 10 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, this is the way it is now. You know, demand is outstripping supply. So if you want tickets...
Get on at 10 o'clock when they
get on when they are released. Otherwise, you're going to miss out.
See, I was panicking, wasn't I? Because I kept messaging you going, have you got the tickets yet? Have you got the tickets?
Yeah.
And you were like, well, no, but I was reserved until Monday.
Yeah.
So I was like, Tuesday, sorry. Was it 25th?
I think it's the end of the... Yeah.
25th.
Tuesday. Yeah.
So I was like... but then I just had to get them. So yeah, we've all got our tickets for Saturday, for Tuesday. So
yes, yeah, definitely.
Not Tuesday, 29th.
The 5th, isn't it?
6th.
We're terrible at information.
The 6th. It's been moved to the 6th because it's
Don't
on
bank on us for accurate information. Just look it up, I would suggest.
It's definitely the 6th at 12:30.
Okay, there you go. Oh yeah, because it's on Sunday.
Yes, and
it's televised as well. Yes, so that's worth mentioning. That game's going to be televised. We'll talk a little bit more about that before the game, but it's going to be on ITV. So there we go. There you go. We have got a little bit of info.
So Boreham Wood game.
Yes.
Yes. On Saturday.
Yeah.
We drew.
Yeah.
How do you feel? I'm going to ask you a question for a change.
Cool. Go for it.
How did you feel about it being a draw? Would you have been happy with a draw before the game had started, or were you a bit disappointed that we drew?
Both, really. I think you'd be hard pushed to find someone who, if they'd been asked before the game, will you take a draw here? I think a lot of people would have gone, yes, maybe.
It was a tough game going into it.
It was, and I think, it's one of them where you go, there's a few sort of aspects to this. Would I have been happy with a draw before the game? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's second against third.
Yep.
Bearing in mind, we've already played Chesterfield when they were in first. away and got no points. We played Notts County when they were top. We got no points. So we're now going against the team who are in third place. You sort of go, anything's a bonus here because we can't keep losing to teams around us because that'll be your downfall.
Because ultimately we're not going to catch up with Notts County.
We're not going to, and we're obviously 3 points behind them at the moment. It's an awkward one because you sort of go, no, I'm not taking a draw. Let's go out there and let's beat them.
Because we should always go out to beat them. Always.
We played well against them in the 2 home games last season. We put a lot of goals past them. Do you know what I mean? So you always want to back yourself. But at the same time, you go, the draw's not the worst result in the world.
We've got a point.
Yeah, we have got a point, and I think it's one of them where...
it's like you're having a gin.
Sorry, anyone watching on YouTube, I am not drinking gin. It was just the only glass I could find, so I've got a big, sort of one of them big balloon glasses. It is just orange.
A dash of vodka.
I think it is one of them where you go, look, we'll take a point.
Yeah.
It could have been worse, but... we were very much pushing for the win right at the end. And I think we were the better team.
Yeah.
And I think we were probably unfortunate not to come away with 3 points.
We were, but...
Points, aren't they?
Points are points, yes. I keep saying this. And I did notice on, like, Wrexham chat forums and stuff like that on Facebook, people saying, we're doomed. But we keep saying... I mean, it's I don't even know what game it is now, but it's
14, I think.
It's October.
Yeah.
We're
better off than we were last season.
Exactly. I don't think people remember. People aren't seeing that. They're just seeing the negative in the now rather than looking back. I mean, I know I say though I don't look back.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this sort of circumstance, when you're looking at where we are now compared to where we were last season, let's celebrate that,
Definitely. And I think it's there's a lot of doom and gloom merchants out there who just want to moan about stuff. And I think it's one of them. I think when you start the season, we're very much going, right, this is our league to take.
We're going to win every single game, home and away.
It's always the aim, isn't it?
To win every game. It's always the aim, but it's not a realistic
No, I get
thing.
that, but it's always got to be your aim. And then when you fall short of that, you're going to get people going, no, it's not right, it's not good. But
stop coming to the games then. If you're not happy, just stop coming to the games.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's not going to happen. You are not going to stop coming to the games because then you will have nothing to moan about.
Yes, exactly. And then it goes full circle.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's one of them. Phil wasn't very happy yesterday. I saw his interview. Don't know if he'll get a little bit into a little bit of trouble. So just to let everyone who's sort of new to football, after a game, in the same way as most sports, managers and players will do interviews with press. And when they do that interview, there's one sort of golden rule really is you're not allowed to badmouth the officials. So the referee or the linesman, it's one of them rules that you're not allowed to sort of say that.
Is this an unwritten rule or is it a actual written rule?
No, it's unwritten, but ultimately you're going to get a fine if you start badmouthing the official. Oh. He didn't go on a rant, but he said very much that the referee in the first half was extremely poor.
He was, though. To be fair to Phil, he was poor.
Yeah, I know, but it's one of them, isn't it? Your frustrations sometimes, boil over and it might be a little fine for him. I don't think it'd be anything huge, but it's fine. A little fine.
Can I ask you a question?
You can.
Obviously players get red cards.
Yes.
And obviously, I mean, Phil Parkinson recently has got a yellow card.
Yes.
I think.
Yes, yeah.
Is it recently?
Did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Can managers get a red card?
Yes.
What does that? Because obviously, I know that when a player gets a red card, they are not allowed to play for 3 games. Is it?
Depends.
Yeah. All right. The severity.
Well, let's not go into the semantics of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they will get a ban for a certain amount of games a player will.
That's a dangerous game, isn't it?
Yeah. So your manager. I don't know how deep it goes within, but they're certainly not like if they get a red card, they would get a suspension in the same way. So. To touch on it, I said I'm not going to get into the semantics of it, but I am. So if a player gets a straight red card, it's a 3-game ban, automatic 3-game ban. If you get 2 yellow cards, which equal in the same game, which equals a red card.
Yes.
It's a 1 game ban.
Okay.
I believe that's the same for a manager. So if you get a yellow card and then a red card, that's a 1 game ban. If it's a straight red, it's a 3 game ban. And what that ban will entail is he won't be allowed on the touchline.
But he'll be allowed in the changing room and all that kind of stuff to give them...
That's the bit that I'm not sure about. I'm not sure if he is allowed in the changing room, because ultimately a player's job is out on the field. A manager's job is in the dugout and in the dressing room. So I'm not sure they are allowed in the dressing room that's something I don't know the answer to. I know they're not allowed in the dugout and on the touchline.
But whether it's...
I don't think they're allowed in the dressing room either.
But obviously he got a yellow card in that game.
Yeah.
Can't remember which game it was now, but that's sort of... Does it mean if he gets a yellow card in another game?
I think you get a disciplinary issues the same way as a player would. So if a player racks up, I think it's 5 yellow cards in the first half of the season, they would get banned for 1 game for the cumulative 5 yellow cards.
Okay.
My assumption is it'd be the same for a manager. But having said that, you don't see managers getting booked that often. So, I think it would be quite difficult for them to rack up, 5 yellow cards unless you're really animated on the sidelines. Do you know what I mean? You say the wrong thing all the time. If your manager is getting 5 yellow cards, I think it's worth sitting him down and having a little chat with him, to be honest, because he shouldn't be doing that.
No, but it's,
No.
Okay.
So we got a point.
We got a point.
I think that's something that we can be happy with. A lot of people win. But I think, they played really well. Just one point to bring up. The club did actually put the highlights up on Wrexham Player on Saturday night. Unfortunately, the highlights were completely black. So there's just a black screen.
I've actually seen something about that on Twitter.
Have you?
Mark Griffiths, I think his name is. He said that he did something in the edit or something like that, but he is working on it to rectify it.
Yeah, because they've removed it now.
Yeah.
So I had a look. Obviously, it's Sunday when we're recording this. I had a look this morning, and it's completely been taken off.
So it's there's something's being...
it'll definitely be there. It'll definitely be there soon. So keep an eye out for that.
So the next home game on Tuesday.
Yes.
I'm so excited. Because I get to wear my hat. So I actually bought a Wrexham hat for the Oldham game.
Yeah.
But one, I was too scared to wear it because we were in Oldham and I thought somebody was going to, I don't know, hurt me.
Yeah.
And the second reason, it was bloody boiling.
It was hot, wasn't it?
So...
Yeah.
You're
hoping to wear your hat.
I'm hoping it's going to... Well, this weather's a bit mental, but yeah, I'm hoping to wear my hat. But... It's a home game. Love being at the racecourse. Love being under the floodlights.
Well,
love a night game. Alfie loves a night game.
He does. Our lad loves a night game.
He loves a night game.
Yeah, mainly because he gets to stay up late.
I think that's
nothing to do with the football. Just because he lets to stay up late. We're hitting a bit of a bumper sort of period for home games as well. I think we've got 4 home games in 12 days.
Yeah.
So it is definitely a bumper time for home games. It is exciting. And you wouldn't have that if you didn't have the FA Cup, remember. One of them home games is the FA Cup.
Well, actually, one of them is a game that's been
rearranged as well
because the
after
Queen
the death
died.
of the Queen. Yes, definitely. So
yeah.
Halifax, first of all.
Halifax.
Tell us about them.
Okay, so they're currently, after the game just on Saturday,
yes,
they are currently 18th.
Yes. You're reading my notes there.
No.
You've got your own notes.
To be fair, because I did these the other day and they were 20th when I did them. So
yeah.
They're currently 18th.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, did they play Dagenham and Redbridge yesterday?
Stop looking at my notes. Yeah, they did. They played Dagenham on Saturday. And
I've just actually put beat Dog and Red.
Dog and Red?
Autocorrect.
Yeah, they beat Dog and Red 2-0. They do, yeah.
So last season they finished, so obviously they're currently 18th, like I just said. They'd finished last season 4th.
Yes.
4th? I'm not even sure what that accent was.
Yeah.
And their top scorer last season was Billy Waters.
Billy Waters?
But he actually plays for Barrow AFC now, so...
Oh, so he's gone up a league. Barrow in League 2.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah, he's gone. It's strange, they were a decent team last season. They were up and around it in the sort of, I think at one point they were like, they could have still won the league with not many games to go, but they just looked really poor towards the end of the season.
Well, let's hope they are on.
Yeah, they looked poor towards the end of the season. They've sort of carried that poor form into this season as well. Obviously, you said their top scorer's gone. Now, the
top scorer from last season, not the top scorer from this season.
But I'm just, you often wonder whether there was sort of a few rumours about him going at the end of the season. Everyone's looking, going, oh, he's our top scorer. And that's why their performance has dipped. And then now he has actually gone. And now maybe they're struggling for goals a little bit. And it's one of them. They were always a decent enough team.
Well, I've actually got some National League results.
Oh.
As I said, I did this the other day. So obviously these were the last 3 games.
Yeah.
So we've got Woking at home. They lost 4-0.
4-0. Home to Woking. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
The next game was a home game, and they played York.
Yeah.
And they won 1-0.
Okay.
And then they played Maidstone away, and they drew 1-1.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mishmash of results, that, isn't it? Losing 4-0 at home's never good.
No.
But yeah, like I said, they've always been a decent-ish team. I think they'll bring a few.
Halifax, how far is away that? My geography's terrible.
It's Yorkshire, isn't it?
About an hour and a half?
Nah, a bit more than that.
Okay.
But I think they'll bring a few.
Yeah.
I think they'll bring a few, and I think it'll be a decent game. But it's a game where when you've dropped points, like we did against Boreham Wood, it's one of them where you just want to get back to it and get back winning again. And I think looking at their form this season and the way they've played, I think we should be all right.
Okay, well, I hope so.
Prediction?
But I haven't finished my information yet.
Sorry, go on.
Speedy Gonzalez. So their top scorer this season is, I probably shouldn't have put this in because I can't pronounce his name, Emmanuel Diservwe.
Disarvwe.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm really sorry.
He was there last season as well. He was.
Well,
Yeah.
So when we played them last season,
we've
not played. This is our first game against them, isn't it? This season.
Yeah.
So we haven't played them yet. So last season we won at home 3-1.
Yeah.
Mullen had a penalty. He scored a penalty, and Palmer and Jones.
Yeah.
Standard Mullen Palmer.
Yeah.
And away we won again. Wrexham won again. I've just put Wrexham 1.
Yeah.
Like we don't know who we're talking about. 2-1. Jones and Mullen.
Yeah, Mullen scored late on. He scored very...
I'm sure it said the 93rd minute or something like that.
It was late, yeah. It was very late on. It was, to be fair, they played really well, Halifax, and they would have been gutted coming out of that game with nothing because I think for long periods they were on top. They very much looked like they're the ones that were going to win it.
Yeah.
And we turned it around a little bit and obviously pipped them at the end. So
they obviously had their 4th qualifying round.
Yes.
I must have done these on Tuesday when the 4th qualifying round was going on.
Yeah.
Oh no, Saturday. Well, I don't know, whatever. Because I've put here that the FA Cup 4th qualifying round won 3-0 against St Ives Town.
Yeah.
And I put in brackets Southern League Premier Division Central.
God, you're delving a bit deep.
I know, but I thought some people might want to know this.
Yeah.
The Southern League. So I put the Southern League is a men's football competition featuring semi-professional football clubs from the South and Midlands of England, together with the Isthmian League and the Northern Premier League. It forms levels 7 and 8 of the English Football League system. Badoom.
Can I be honest? I nearly fell asleep then when you were telling me that.
I nearly fell asleep telling you.
Oh, how boring. Anyway.
Any predictions?
I'm going to go for 3-1.
I'm going to go for 3-0.
3-0? Okay. All right then. We'll move on from there. So we got Altrincham on Saturday.
29th.
Yes. So on their last league game, they drew 4-4 with Torquay on Saturday. That's a bit of a goal fest for them. But again, they're another team. They haven't been good, Altrincham, for a while. The last few seasons, when we've seen them play, they've been poor. I mean, I think they're 20th in the league at the moment. 17th. Should have read my own notes there. The 17th in the league at the moment. They're they've always been a poor team. And I don't want to diss them too much, because ultimately we've still got to go out and play them and beat them. They're just one of them teams, really. Have you got anything interesting to say about Altrincham, or are you going to tell me something about the 13th level of English football?
I'm not going to mention anything about that.
No.
They're currently 17th, like you just said.
Yeah.
They finished last season. I can't speak today. Finished last season 14th.
That high? Really? I thought they were much lower than that, but yeah, okay.
Their top scorer last season was Dan Mooney, who's now with Southend.
Okay, yeah.
And their top scorer this season is Ryan Kolkoff.
Well, how many goals has he got? 1.
I don't know.
Sorry, I shouldn't be bad mouthing other teams, really.
No,
sorry,
you shouldn't.
I apologise, but
you can do that once we've played them.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So when we played them, last season at home, we won 4-0.
Yes.
Davis Mullen, Palmer Mullen.
Yes, that was the game we were in the posh seats in the box for that one. Do you remember?
That
was the Altrincham game. Yeah.
Yes, I do remember. That was lovely.
Yeah.
And then away we won again. Hayden and Hosanna.
Ah, there we go. What's your predictions for that one?
I'm going to go based on last season home. I'm going to go 4-0.
I'm going to go for 5-0. I'm going to go big win, big statement win, get us back on track. I'm going to go 3-0. Did I go 3-0 on Tuesday? Yeah, I'm going to go 5-0. 2 clean sheets. Boom. Let's have it. Let's get on with it.
Boom.
So, for a bit of news this week, you have something exciting to tell us, don't you?
Well, I do, yes. And funnily enough, I've just messaged this person to get some more info.
Yeah.
But let's delve, shall we?
Yes.
So the other day, I shared a story that Wrexham AFC had put on, and it was like Ollie Palmer and Paul Mullen.
Yeah.
And I just shared this picture saying bromance, and I said these guys are just, I can't remember the exact thing I said, but then I tagged Ollie and Mullen in like you do.
Yeah.
And Ollie actually liked the post, which in itself is like extremely exciting. But then I cheekily slid into his DMs like you do, and I basically just said to him, me and Ryan, my husband, we've got a podcast. We'd love it if you'd take a listen, blah, 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 blah. And he actually said that he thinks he's already listened to it on Spotify.
Yes.
Which in itself is, again, amazing.
Yeah.
But the reason why we're mentioning it on the podcast is because I'm not sure whether you've seen it on social media and stuff like that, because he has been sharing quite a bit about it. But he has partnered with the club, and it's a clothing brand called WXM Clothing. And basically what he said is he's partnered with the club, and the clothes are going to be sold online and in the club shop, and also it's putting shares of the business into Wrexham AFC Community Trust charity, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
And looking at the reels and stuff like that, I think it is it looks like quite a good clothing range.
Yeah, I think it at the moment, it's one of them where it's just a little bit of information for everyone.
Yes.
There will be more. We will discuss this a little bit more moving forward. But I think at the moment, for everybody, if you go on to Instagram and search WXM Clothing, you will find it. There's not much on there. Just, like the page.
They're also on Facebook as well, so get following them on there as well.
Yeah, and then at the moment, I think it just says that the clothing line is coming soon. That's what it says on there.
I've just had a message back off him, actually.
Yeah.
Let me read what he's just put. Right, okay. So, WXM Clothing is a clothing line, not merchandise. Okay. So we know. This will be high-end clothing manufactured custom fit fabrics launching in a couple of months. WXM 1864 is a range within the brand designed, printed, branded and labelled all in Wrexham, launching very, very soon. We're donating shares of the company into Wrexham AFC Community Trust to help the community, like I just mentioned, selling a selection of the Wrexham 1864 range in Wrexham AFC Club Shop, and 100% profits from the club shop sales go back into the Wrexham AFC Community Trust, the Community Trust charity. And he's also put, and follow us on Insta, Twitter, Facebook at WXM Clothing.
Yes. So search that up on whatever social media you're on Twitter, on Instagram. Search that up, have a look, follow them. And then when there's some more information, we will give you some more information. And then obviously you'll be able to see it firsthand for yourself.
Yes.
We will discuss that a little bit more.
It's very exciting.
In the future.
I was just a hot mess when he replied to my message, because you think, you know what?
Yeah.
He's got all these followers. He's not going to reply. But he did. So thank you so much, Ollie. You actually made my year.
Yes.
To be fair.
We're talking about social media. Ryan Reynolds actually liked one of our posts. This was a couple of weeks ago.
And we kept forgetting to tell you.
We kept forgetting to mention it. But strangely, we wished him happy birthday.
Yes.
So Sunday,
23rd.
And he liked that as well.
He did.
So we're getting it. Thank you very much, Ryan.
Still haven't got Rob though.
No, we still haven't got Rob.
His birthday's not till April, so he won't be getting a birthday one for a while.
But Ryan, it's very nice that you like our posts. That's brilliant. Could you like our page, please? That would be very nice if you could do that. That would be amazing. So just on Ryan Reynolds though. Just something quick to mention, if anybody missed the news. So there was the Blyth Spartans mascot. His name was Leland, and he was looking for a bone marrow donor. So he was quite ill. And Ryan Reynolds very kindly spread the word on his social media to try and help find Leland a bone marrow a donor, which is an amazing thing to do, really, isn't it?
I think people who use their celebrity and their status in that way, I just think it can't be anything but a good thing.
Yeah, definitely, and it was really nice of him to do that. So I just wanted to touch on that, really. A few other sort of little bits. So Welcome to Wrexham's been nominated for 2 awards the Critics' Choice Documentary Awards.
Yep.
Which is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Just a quick one on documentary. We've just started watching. If anybody doesn't know, there's a documentary about Wrexham on S4C as well. It's called Club Knee. We started watching it. It's a little bit strange in our household because I'm a fluent Welsh speaker. Sian isn't a fluent Welsh speaker. It's obviously predominantly in Welsh, but you can subtitle it. So
well, obviously, when Rob's talking, it's in English because he
exactly they don't dub the voices or anything like that. So there are some people that they do talk to are in English. It's a good watch though, and it's well worth watching. If you want to watch that, it's on iPlayer at the moment. A lot of people going, "Oh, how do I get S4C programs?" They're on iPlayer.
Yeah,
S4C have got their own section on iPlayer, so have a look at that. Very good. As I said, you can put the subtitles on as well. We're on episode 2, I think, at the moment, aren't we? They're well worth a watch.
Definitely.
A couple of other small things.
Floodlights.
Well, I say small things.
Well, they're going to be even bigger.
Yes. So our new floodlights. Everyone was a bit worried, going, "Oh, we've got massive floodlights. It'd be such a shame when we have to get rid of them." So the planning application for new floodlights has been approved. And they're even bloody bigger than the ones that we've got now.
They're going to have to be, though. When that cop's built, they're going to have to be bigger.
So we've got some new floodlights which are on the way.
I've actually seen on social media, God, it sounds like I'm on social media constantly, doesn't it?
You are, that's why.
Well, someone's got to keep the trade going. So they mentioning, I wonder if the club will sell, obviously the lights that are in the floodlights, whether they would sell the individual lights.
I don't know. It's one of them. We've had similar things in the past where when they were building the Mould Road stand, as you well know, there's bricks with people's name in them. And when they were building that, to help generate money, they were selling bricks. I can't remember how much they were. You could have your name on them and then you're immortalised on the stand then, which was great. Now, one of the main reasons they did that is we didn't really have any money as a club back then. So that's why they used to do that. Now, people are going, "Oh, well, yeah, but we've got money now, so you don't really need to be doing something like this." But I think it's more so people...
nostalgia, isn't it?
People are willing to buy these things.
Definitely.
So I think I don't know how they're going to do it and whether they are, but it would be very nice to have one of them.
It would be, yeah. It would be.
I'll have 3. put them in my kitchen.
No, you
Can
won't.
you imagine them in the kitchen? My God, you could cook food with them.
We could put one outside, like a little
outside. It'd be like a bat signal into the sky.
But it'd light up our back garden.
Light up everyone's back garden. That's the trouble.
Every time Poppy goes out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So you know, quite interesting. We'll wait to see what happens with that. But I believe they're putting the floodlights up soon-ish.
Oh, okay.
So it's been approved. I don't know. Well, I say soonish. Everything that involves planning, applications, and all that sort of stuff.
Have they been accepted?
Yeah, it's been approved.
So they've been accepted, but we're still waiting for an exception on the
actual stand.
On the actual stand itself.
I think that's around the 8th of November.
Okay.
Ish. So we'll wait and see on that one. The club have launched autism-friendly football sessions for the half term. Again, brilliant thing. So they're doing 2 sessions. One is for primary school children with autism, and one is for secondary school children with autism. And they're going to run. One is on the primary one is on the 31st of October. The secondary school one is on the 1st of November. Both run between 2 and 3 o'clock. Anybody who's interested in getting on them or getting your child on them, they need to email Kerry Evans. So it's Kerry with a K, so KERRY.Evans@WrexhamAFC.co.uk. Again, that's amazing. So it's really good outlet there. Anybody wants to have their child involved in that, then email Kerry and get in touch with that.
Yeah.
One last bit of news. Aaron Hayden's having a baby.
He is.
So congratulations to you, Aaron.
And, which we haven't mentioned.
Well, he's not having a baby, obviously. I
mean, he could quit football if that was actually happening, because
he'd
be very rich. But also, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are having a baby as well, which I think she's quite a way into her pregnancy now, but we haven't mentioned that. So congratulations to you all for having a baby.
Yes.
Well done.
Well done. So
Aaron Hayden, actually, talking of Aaron Hayden, he was actually our man of the match.
He was our man of the match, yeah.
Obviously, when we play away, we don't get man of the matches for the away teams, but we like to
do it anyway.
And Aaron, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Aaron Hayden, I think, was sublime.
I've told you on many occasions. I know
you love him.
For me, he's easily our best player.
Yeah,
and I think he's. There's a lot of times when I think we've watched him play, and I think he probably should have been man of the match, and hasn't been. And I think it's I like giving him man of the match, because I think he's excellent for us.
I actually found a fellow fan of I'm sure there's lots, but of Luke Young.
Did you? He's got his own fan page, so I'm pretty sure there's a few of them.
Well, yeah, maybe, but this girl I spoke to, she was like, he gets totally what's the word?
I don't know what you're saying.
He doesn't...
Overlooked?
That's the word, well done.
Doesn't get overlooked, though, does he? You
no.
bang on about him all the time. That's not getting overlooked, is it?
Well, I mean, who am I?
You're the co-host of Me, the Wife from Wrexham AFC.
But in the grand scheme of things, I'm not somebody who's influential over people.
No, maybe not. Yet. Yeah, no.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
I just thought I'd throw that in, that I got a fellow fan.
Yeah, we're talking about the podcast itself. We've had a lot of new listeners recently. Most recent ones, we've had somebody listen in India. Goa, yeah. So hello and welcome to you. We've had a lot of people listening in Canada over the last 2 weeks. So hello to you. Our top 5 sort of countries at the moment are the United States, unsurprisingly, the UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. So they're the sort of 5 that you would expect. Mm-hmm. There's definitely some odd countries sprinkled in.
I've never even heard of some of the countries.
Some Finland.
Yes.
We've been listened to in all continents apart from one, which was South America. And I was like, is anyone ever going to listen in South America? Yes. Paraguay. Somebody listened in Paraguay this week, so we completed the set of the continents. So hello, if that's you who's listening in Paraguay. Hello to everyone. It's much appreciated that you tune into our little podcast. So other people who got in touch this week, we had Scott and Tricia who emailed us. They're from Melbourne. They've recently got a visa to live in Italy for 12 months. And they're really looking forward that when they move to Italy, they're going to come over for a game. Yes. So they're really excited about that. And we're really excited to have you come over as well. So we can't wait for that one. We had Alan from Massachusetts getting in touch. He said he's learning a lot about football from our podcast. He says that we discuss at a level he can understand. And he loves learning along with Sian.
You're probably not as slow as I am.
Maybe not. And we also have Tal Bauer from New Hampshire. He's not from New Hampshire. We had a little bit of a chat over email. He's lived in a lot of places, but he is currently in New Hampshire. He's coming over with his daughter for the Maidenhead game.
On the 1st of November.
It's a Tuesday.
1st of November.
Okay, yeah.
It definitely is the 1st of November.
So we're excited for you to come over, and we're gonna meet up, have a drink or something, and say hello. So we'll post some pictures of that.
Don't worry, CJ and DJ, you are still
still our number.
We still love you. We've had a message from a lady called Priscilla.
Yes.
And she has said, my family and I are going to be in Wrexham on Tuesday for the game, so the Halifax game.
Yes.
It's our first time in Wrexham. We're visiting from the US, and her dad showed her our podcast.
Yeah.
And she's put, we plan to hit the turf.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But where else would you recommend that we go? So we're having a conversation at the moment. So we're trying to get Tuesday though, so we're in work. You're on late. I'm obviously in work as well, and it's a bit awkward on us.
It's a little bit awkward, but we'll definitely try and get something done there.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll keep you updated as to what to do.
That one, yes. Thank you to obviously we can't mention everyone who gets in touch because we have mentioned it before. We're getting a lot of people messaging. So thank you. Please keep doing that. Please don't think we're ignoring you. We always try and reply to every single person that gets in touch.
We do.
Invariably, we do miss the odd one or two. And we try and mention as many on the podcast as we actually can. Because we want to be a community. We want everyone to be involved, and we try and get as much of you out there as we can. We also try and keep the podcast to an hour as well. So we try and sort of time it so that we're on for an hour and and try not to stretch too far past.
We could talk for hours and hours and hours, but we know that you wouldn't want to listen for hours and hours
and hours. I definitely could talk for hours and hours and hours. So
you do.
I do.
Hours and hours.
I do.
So if you want to get in touch, sorry, I'm gonna steal your thunder. If you want to get in touch with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and our email is me, the wife, and at Wrexham AFC. No, it's not.
Stop. You are horrendous at that. This is
why. It's too long.
It's not too long.
Me, the wife, and Wrexham AFC at gmail.com.
Wow. Me, the wife, and Wrexham AFC at gmail.com, in case you didn't catch that. Anyway, let's move on. So Dragon Chat, I mention it every week, but it's really important and I want to keep trying to get that message out there. So Dragon Chat is a mental health peer support group, and it is there for men who are struggling. Just to touch on that, there is a women's version coming very soon.
Yeah.
This particular group is for men. Basically, it's run every Thursday, and it runs from 7 o'clock until 8:30. It's done via Zoom. So you go on there, you have a little bit of a chat. The reason it's an hour and a half long is they split it into two 45-minute halves, like a game of football. So the first half is where people talk about how they're struggling and, ask for anyone's advice or, just somebody to listen to them, or just to feel involved in something that they can listen to other people as well and feel like you're with someone. A lot of people might be on their own and they just want to feel the part of something. It's a brilliant organisation, and it's run by the club. The people who go on it are amazing, and I would highly recommend it. The second half, the second 45, they just talk about the football. It's not exactly 45 and 45. Sometimes it goes a little bit more that way or this way, depending on what people want to talk about. It is an opportunity for men to come together and talk about the football, as much as it is to just talk to people.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be all the details of how to get on that call down in the description. You can dial in from anywhere in the world. So it's not just sort of exclusive to people in and around Wrexham. Anywhere in the world. I've been on before, and there was somebody on there from America who comes on quite regular. You can get on from wherever you are. As I said, the details of that are down in the description if you're watching on YouTube. If not, feel free to, if you're just listening to the podcast, feel free to get in touch with us, and we will give you all the details of that. Alternatively, you can jump on the Wrexham AFC Facebook page on a Thursday, and they post at about 6 o'clock on a Thursday all the details of how to get on that call. As I said, it's amazing. Highly recommend it. Give that a go.
You're going to say quiz now, aren't you?
I am going to say quiz. You're not excited for the quiz?
Yeah.
I think, look, I enjoy the quiz.
Do you know what? I would enjoy it if I was better at it.
Yes. And you, as I keep saying, you have to remember the quiz just isn't for you. The quiz is for everybody to try and answer the questions.
But everybody are not on this podcast looking stupid every week like I am. So hopefully...
Yeah. I don't know. This could go one or two ways.
Yeah.
There's a couple of guesses you're going to have to throw out. I'm going to be honest. But let's see how you get on with these. So, obviously it was FA Cup week, trophies, that sort of thing. I've tried to encapsulate the feeling of cup competition. I've thrown a couple of random questions in there. As always, there's only 5 questions.
Well, you know how much I hate the cup, so that's going to be...
Yeah. So, 5 questions. Let's see how you get on with these.
Let's go.
Okay. Question 1. In what year did Wrexham last win a trophy? So, just for everyone out there, a trophy is won either in a cup competition for winning it. You also get a trophy for winning the league as well. So, in what year did Wrexham last win a trophy?
15 years ago.
15 years ago. I would like a year, if possible.
My brain can't work that quickly.
Well, just guess then.
2007, I don't know.
2007, it wasn't. The last time Wrexham won a trophy was 2013. Okay, you were close-ish. 6 years off, not bad.
The year we got married.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Yes.
Question 2.
Okay.
What trophy was it that they won in 2013? I think you could get this by a process of elimination.
The Vase trophy.
The Vase.
I don't know, the thing that we went to Wembley for.
And what was that?
The FA Vase trophy.
Stop putting Vase in it.
Well, I thought that's what it was. Oh no, that was the others.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What was it?
I don't know. I can't remember.
It was the FA trophy.
Oh, you've got to give me that.
Why? I give you plenty of opportunity to get that right.
Oh, I just put Vase in it.
I know you put Vase in it.
But
God knows why.
But I said FA and trophy.
So you remembered the name of the cup competition that the other team were playing? Yeah, so we beat Grimsby in that one. It was 1-1.
Let's move on.
And it was 1-1 in extra. I think Kevin Thornton scored a penalty in the late on to draw it 1-1. And I think we won about 4-1 on penalty, something like that.
You're really trying to drag this one out,
aren't you? Yeah, sorry. So, question 3. Me and you, we like a little game of Scrabble, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
do.
How much is Wrexham worth in Scrabble?
Get lost.
Standard tiles. Now, I don't mind. I can edit this down. If you want to have a little think, you go away and I can just edit you thinking out. Because let's be honest, sitting here and you thinking, it's quite boring, isn't it, for everyone? So just standard tiles.
14.
No double letters, nothing like
14.
that. 14.
14.
14.
14.
It's not. No.
28.
No, it's not that either. Do you want another stab?
32.
No, it's 22.
Oh!
It's worth 22.
Oh.
Oh, I would say good guess, but it wasn't. It was awful, that was. Question 4. Wrexham were knocked out in the first round of the FA Cup last season. Okay. By who? I could just see the look in your face going, what?
Had I been going to any of these games? Oh, Stockport.
I thought you were going to say it then. I genuinely thought...
Halifax. No,
I thought you were going to say it. I was going, where did that come from?
How did I start my sentence? Because that'll give me...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Harrogate. Oh, you're so close.
Oh my God.
I was unlucky then. It was freaky. I was sort of like, what? How would you? Anyway.
Harrogate.
Ollie, after we've had a little chat with Ollie Palmer this week.
New mate.
Your new mate.
I'm not a stalker, I promise you.
So, Ollie Palmer wears the number 9.
He does wear the number 9.
But how many individual numbers in total can you see on his full matchday kit? If, for example, you had...
I think I get it.
10,000, that would be 5 individual numbers.
Okay.
10,000. So how many individual numbers can you see in total on his full matchday kit?
Okay, so he's got 1834 on the badge.
18 what?
What?
18 what?
1864. Why do I keep saying 34?
I have no idea.
1864.
Yeah.
So that'll be 8.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's on both sides of the
Yes.
flag. So that's 8. Then he's got the number 9 on his back.
Yeah.
That's 9.
Yeah.
Then he's got 9 on his shorts.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's got the badge on his shorts.
Okay.
18.
8. You're going for 18.
No,
yeah?
the way you're looking at me. That's so wrong.
What are you going for?
18.
It's not 18. You did better than I thought. So the Wrexham badge itself has got 8 numbers on it. Correct. The badge is on the shorts. That's another 8. 16. He's got 9 on his shorts, as you rightly said.
17.
He's got 9 on his back.
18.
And then he's got... What else has he got on the back of his shirt?
Oh, another 4!
Another 4 for the Gresford mining disaster numbers.
That's why I keep saying 1834, because of the mining disaster.
Because it's 1934.
Yeah.
Yes. That was a good attempt. I'll give you that. I was very chuffed with that question. I thought it was
Is that the one that you said?
Yeah, that's the one I made up.
Yeah,
it was a good one. So yeah, no.
Oh.
Well done. Unlucky.
0 out of 5.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much again for getting in touch. No. Thank you very much for tuning in again this week. So we'll move on to episode 14 next week, and we hope to see you there then.
Yay!
Bye-bye.
Bye.